Hey guys, I can't sleep, and, well, I don't have any friends in America. All my friends are fucking Europeans, so there's no one to talk to either. So, what a great time to record, am I right? Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started with my second playthrough of A Cold Love Story. And this time, let's go the conservative route. Playing it straight by the book. Whoa, what the fuck just happened there? What the fuck just happened? No. Okay. No. That's not okay. That's not okay. Okay, let's start over again, guys. Okay. I'm not gonna edit that out just so I have visual proof that just fucking happened. Okay? I will leave that in there because what the fuck? Okay, let's see if it happens again. Wait, let me check the preferences real quick. Okay, I'm gonna just check these. I don't have skipping, do I? Stop skipping? No. I don't have skipping on, do I? I don't want to skip at all, so okay, I don't think it's set to skip. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, start game. Okay, whew, okay. Alright guys, it seems to be working this time. Alright, so, here we go. I sent the text to my friend, Max. Dude, you at school? Send. Game start. Alrighty, alright. A cold love story, guys. Here we go. Second playthrough. The bus was already 20 minutes late. It was late November, and it was cold. So damn cold. My eyes burned against the outside air, and each intake of breath was like swallowing razor blades. Everything was dim, tinted a dull blue, and all was eerily still, seemingly frozen in time. Mercury and the thermometers had settled to the bottom, stagnant and crystalline. I could see my breath as it shimmered against the thin air, warping and climbing upward in despair before vanishing. Even the trees, long dead, with crooked, empty limbs, appeared to be shaking against the cold. Frost and ice glistened sharply in the faded sunlight, clinging on and threatening to overtake the trees. The occasional glimmer of sunlight seemed so distant, its hazy blue glow so utterly small and insignificant against the frozen vastness. The crunch of snow could be heard as I walked, a crisp, sharp sound, cutting through what was otherwise dead silence. I stopped for a moment. It seemed as if I was the only one in this world. A world of cold, of stillness, of nothingness. Neither the heat of a friend, nor the joy of their company existed here. I was taking a note of all this, with my eyes closed, so as to keep them from freezing, when I began to hear the crunching of snow. Huh? Sarah? Strange for her to be late. I always met her at the bus stop, or at least had been for the past week or so. I was glad of it, too. I used to hang out with my good friend Jenna, but she hadn't been showing up for the past week. And now, it was just Sarah to keep me company. Oh, by the way, guys, I already know what happens later, but, I'm going to refrain from saying it in this Let's Play, so if you watched the previous episode, just know I'm not gonna make references to the past episodes as to not spoil it for people that may be watching this as their first, playthrough. Alright, so... And now, it was just Sarah to keep me company. She was absolutely beautiful, sweet, and funny, too. But for some reason, I never really saw her with any friends. I suppose this was because she had just moved here to Colorado. That, and because all the guys I knew were too afraid to even talk to her. I guess that's why she was stuck with me all the time. In fact, sorry guys, I think my voice I'm using for this is a little a little wrong. I'm gonna try changing it up a bit. She actually seemed extremely lonely. Interesting. Oh shit! I'm just staring at her. Alright guys, like I said, I'm playing it by the book this time. So, here we go. Wave awkwardly and say hello. Hey! Oh, by the way, I think I noticed something in my last video, like my mouse doesn't show where it actually is. So, I'm gonna have to read off the choices, even though I think it highlights which one I'm doing, even though the mouse is off. I'll still read off the choices, that way you guys know what's going on. Also, in this video, the thing should be fixed where it should show the full bottom part. Sorry about that last time. I just felt like I really should upload it the way it was, as to not just show you guys something that wasn't my first reaction. Alright, so... hey! Hey, John! So, weather, right? Good one, John. It's good to see you, John. Good to see you. Whoa, wait, what? Sarah! You're just wearing a t-shirt and short shorts. Is she insane? Let's offer our coat. You're crazy, please, take this. You're too sweet. Thank you. Sure. Happy to help. Sarah. Happy to help, Sarah. But what has gotten into you? The bus is already really late. It might not be coming at all. You had plenty of time to get a coat. No. I wanted to use your coat. I have no idea what to say to that. She never acted like this before. Why is she being so weird all of a sudden? Sarah. Ask what she wanted the coat. Ask her why she's acting different. Let's just smile and nod, guys. Like I said, we're playing by the book. We're playing by the Yandere survival book. All right. Aw. Won't you be cold now? Her hand forcefully grabbed mine. My mouth moved, but words were nowhere to be found. It's okay. I'll just freeze to death. No! She began taking off my coat in horror, meaning to give it back. Wait! I cried in panic. I was joking! I grabbed her arms to try and stop her. The instant my hands closed around her, her face flushed bright red, and she blushed. She blushed. She stopped in her tracks. Oh, there's that gorgeous smile we love so much. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, so seductive. Sarah? I let go of her instantly. Her sudden grin was so horrific and out of place, I felt my skin blister with ice. It crawled across her face like a disease, eating away at her flesh and peeling back cold lips. Where the hell had this come from? It was incredibly disturbing, so much so that I began to sweat despite the cold. I had to do something, anything, to get rid of this ghastly expression. Ask her if she's excited about school, comment about the weather. Ask her if she's excited about school, you know, because we want to have a good school life with her, am I right? Am I right, lads? Am I right? Am I right? So, ready for school? School? She questioned straight-faced, eyes returning to focus. We don't have school today, silly. It's a snow day, because of the incoming storm. What? Seriously? God dang it. I didn't get an email or anything. That's when I saw it. A faint grin beginning to carve out her face again. Sheepish and hidden. Wait, did you... I wouldn't have been able to see you. If you knew there was school. Oh man, her facial expressions. I gotta love him. Gotta love him. That twisted grin continued to stretch her face further and further, eating away at her pale skin. The wind howled and crystalline needles bit at my exposed skin. Suddenly she laughed, grabbing onto my waist. You better stay close, otherwise you'll catch a cold. My mind was in full retreat mode now as I began backing up. I tried to wiggle free of her grasp, saying, yeah, just remain calm, bro. Just remain calm. This is the Yandere guys, pay attention. If you ever encountered Yandere, this is the Yandere survival guide, okay? You remain calm at all times. Comply, comply, comply. Now, now here's the two things though. If you like the Yandere, you go along with her. If you don't, you go along with her till you can either call the cops, like, and get her off you, or you can defend yourself. Oh, actually, when you call the cops, you need to be able to defend yourself too and be at a safe place. Because if you're not, she'll kill you. So that's another thing. Just remember that. And if you do like her, just go along with her. I would still recommend having something for self-defense. It's always a good idea, you know what I mean, in case of emergencies. But if it works out, you get some Yandere action. Okay, alright. She snuggled in closer and closed her eyes, and as I tried to steady my breathing, my hands were in the air, my body rigid and taut, as my heart convulsed with unease. I drew several shaky breaths and looked down at her. Her smile now appeared rather peaceful. Yes, completely peaceful. Ah, so peaceful. I think I commented that same thing in the last video. Whoa. It's such an out-of-place comment when they chose this image. Was this really all that bad? A lot of guys I knew would have done anything to be in this position. She just wanted to see me, was all. Yeah, it was actually kind of sweet of her, albeit a little drastic. That's when I saw the dark crimson stains on her legs. Oh, that's just the blood of her slain enemies, of course. Is that blood? Let's go to your house. Oh, now that's an adorable smile. Look at that. Look at that. Of course, the sight of blood calms her very soul. She suddenly squealed, ignoring my horror. Don't you need your coats? Yes, because I like multiple coats. Always in the multiple coats. By the way, I live in the South, so we don't use coats. We use shirts. Doesn't go below 30 here. Fahrenheit, guys. Fahrenheit, not 30 degrees. It definitely goes below 30 degrees Celsius. That if it never went below 30 degrees Celsius, I probably wouldn't live here. Anyhow. I'll take them for you. You'll take my coats? No. I said that same exact thing last time. But still, don't take my coat. It's mine. Ignore the substance and agree. Yes, this is all part of the guide. It's all part of the... Follow the plan. Follow the plan, gentlemen. Follow the plan. I began walking hesitantly. I felt sick, torn between concern and fear. But surely she was just having an off day. Or messing with me in a cruel, drawn-out joke. Oh, by the way, in the other one, in the other endings, I'll try to be a bit more reckless and see how far I can push the envelope. I think I pushed it pretty far in the other one, to be honest, but gonna push it a lot further in the other ones. Or messing with me in a cruel, drawn-out joke. There was an explanation. An explanation here somewhere. Being suspicious of her was getting me nowhere. She clung to me tightly as we walked. I tried desperately not to shiver and send her on another episode. We were nearly to my driveway when my phone suddenly buzzed. How dare they interfere with our date? How dare they? Stealing a glance at the screen in my pocket, I could see that it was Max. He had finally texted me back. Ignore it. I just left the phone in my pocket, feeling Sarah's hand softly grip mine. It wasn't 3 steps later that I was suddenly jerked back, almost losing my balance on the slick ice. I turned around to see that Sarah had stopped cold. Her hands gripped so tight around my own that I could almost hear the bones breaking. I let out a gasp of pain and tried to pull my hand free, but she wouldn't allow it. It was that. Oh, so wait, even if you don't pull out your phone, she still... Oh, okay. I'm surprised. Who was that? The usual cheer was all but gone from her voice. You think I want to notice? Who was that? Let's just tell the truth. See, last time... I'll tell you this much. Last time I chose this one. The top one. Which, to be honest, looking at the message... can go both ways. It can be good for survival, and at the same time it's not, because like oftentimes with Yanderes, if you're like playing a character, it's kind of best not to know things, because then it may ruin your act. It may ruin your act of going along with things and pretending not to know. Because even if you're willing to go along with what they do, if they think you know, they may not trust you enough yet. So we're going with leave it at that. We're gonna try this one this time. Let's go with it. Okay. It's Max, my friend. Crit. Shit. He's at the front again. I really should not have done that. Should have done that. What did he say? Open it. Oh, let's see. Oh, oh, crap. The situation is a hell of a lot worse than the last one. Okay. Wow. Oh, damn. Okay. So, oh. Ouch. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well. Okay, if we refuse, it's not going to work out. So let's look at the message. I drew a breath, still cringing in pain as I opened the message from... He was just telling me about... Yeah, of course I'm at school. Where the hell are you? My blood froze. I stared at the screen, my chest tightened. Telling you what? I turned to her, to look at her, my hands beginning to shake, having nothing to do with the cold. I'm sure my face showed my horror and confusion, but if she saw, she didn't let on. I could feel her chilling gaze stabbing at my numb skin. Telling you what, John? Okay. We're going with this one because the Yandere survival guide, guys. Just about how much you like snow. Slowly, her cute face reappeared and her grip lightened as she smiled at me. We began walking again. What do you think of him? There was still a hint of malice in her quiet voice. What? John, tell her you don't like Max. Tell her you don't like Max. Tell her you don't care about Max. Tell her you have nothing to do with Max. For his own sake. For his own sake. Is he a good friend of yours? Yeah, I guess. Goddammit, Mac. Goddammit, John. Do you not care about your friends? I mean, I've known him for a while is all. Her hand slowly balled into tight fists, nearly crushing my own hand, as she muttered something under her breath. That's when she turned into my driveway and started walking down, leading me. How did she know where to turn? How did she know this was my driveway? Ignore it. Of course. I took a few long breaths and tried to calm myself down. I'm cold. We should go inside. My lungs were shaky and weak, my breaths doing very little as I talked to myself. It must have been a misunderstanding. I'm not even sure if I believed that myself, but it was better than thinking of the alternatives. People didn't just snap like this. There was more going on here, and pushing Sarah away wasn't going to get me any closer to an answer. And besides, I actually was going to freeze to death out here. Alright, let's apologize for acting suspicious. Hey, gosh, Sarah. I'm sorry. This whole day has been a bit weird, I guess. I keep thinking strange thoughts. Like I'm paranoid or something. I don't even understand it, but you don't deserve to be treated that way. I know you've been having trouble fitting in at school. The last thing you need is me acting strange. I'm sorry. Listen, Sarah. Thanks. Thanks for being with me today. It would certainly be cold, with or without you. But at least this way, it's not boring. I like hanging out with you. So, thanks. And I'm sorry. My heart warmed as I saw her face shift ever so slightly. As if waking from a dream, her eyes glanced around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. Her sunken, lifeless features slowly ebbed away, as, for the first time today, a believable smile flickered into view, one that didn't appear forced or fueled by delusions. No problem, John. Thank you. Backstory. Hey, Sarah. Yeah? Could you maybe tell me a little about yourself? What? You don't have to, but I just want to maybe know a little more about you? I guess? Okay, John. I don't like talking about it, but I can give you some drawings. I'm not very good. Promise me you won't look at them until later. I promise. Liar! This is the story of two people, both successful in work and in life. They settled down and planned to have a child. Unfortunately, however, fate had other plans. One day, the man returns home to find the police suspect a kidnapping. The man is now alone. His wife is never found. The culprit is never identified. For nearly a year. Then, suddenly one day, a police officer brings news. His wife has been found clinging to life, and the culprit responsible is the man's longtime co-worker and friend. The wife is alive, but not the same as she once was. Her mind broken beyond repair. And she is not alone. A child has been born in the depths of that despair. A daughter with hideous blue eyes. It's okay, the man says. I love my family. Nothing changed. But they have changed. The daughter watches them closely. The wife no longer admits even look. The child that is not his own. The family tears itself apart. Then, one day, the man gets a tip on the location. The culprit who fled the scene. The man does not call. The man does not care what the daughter is in the car with him. The man shoots his coworker 17 times in the chest. The man is never convicted for the murder. Things only get worse. The daughter is kept from school. The murder only further divides the family. Through blame begins to focus on her. The state eventually focuses, but cannot function away from here. Because she doesn't know how. And the adults that try only scare her to tears. End of part 1. I don't know why, but for some reason, on certain parts it gets really fast. Like, it's like reasonably or even slow at certain parts, and like really fast at others. It's really difficult Okay, Sarah. I'll just put these in my backpack for now. I'll look at them later. Thank you, John. As we began walking down the driveway to my house, I looked at her and took a heavy breath, calming my nerves. I only hoped that her strange behavior had subsided for good. We trudged through the softly accumulating snow. I had been too lazy to shovel it with my parents having left for Hawaii a week ago. Ironically, as much as it pissed me off to imagine them on a beach while I was stuck here, I was insanely glad that neither of them would be home for a few days, so I wouldn't have to explain Sarah to them. We reached the door and I fumbled for my key. I finally grasped it, unlocked the door, and jumped inside before too much warm air escaped into the bitter cold. Immediately started up the fire, not really realizing how cold I had been until that moment. I looked over at Sarah, taking off the jackets and folding them neatly before placing them down gingerly by the entrance. Her movements were strained, her spindly limbs tired and weak. She appeared to have a normal mental state now, but as she finished up and her eyes glanced at me, I couldn't help but tense a little. Hey, Sarah. My heart had begun to pound, distrust and fear suddenly reclaiming me. What if... Did she know where my room was? That might be a way to check on whether or not I'm overreacting. Never mind! We're playing it super safe mode. Super safe. Never mind. I'm just going to get a jacket from my room real quick. Do you want anything? I'm okay, John. Thank you. Alright then. I'll be right back then. I quickly ran up the stairs to my room. I grabbed my doorknob, only to recoil in shock. It was freezing. I could feel a draft of frozen air seeping out from under my door. I gingerly grabbed the handle with my fingertips and slowly opened it, letting loose a blast of frigid air. It felt like a window had been left open. Now that I thought about it, I remembered my room being freezing that morning as well, and really quite drafty for the past week. Let's ignore it. I better just grab my coat and get back to Sarah quickly. Ugh. I would probably just have to sleep downstairs by the fire until I figured out the problem. I quickly grabbed my hoodie and closed the door to my room. I walked back downstairs. Sarah was gone. Hey, Sarah? Where the hell had she gone? Hello? Suddenly, clattering sound resounded from the kitchen. My heart spasmed at the sudden noise. My hand rushed to the clutch at my chest. Alright, let's try staying still this time around. I just planted my feet, eyes nervously scanning the house. Nothing moved. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I did that last time too. Okay. Well, let's not go to the room and not end up in a really bad situation. Okay. I cautiously walked toward the kitchen, my heart pounding despite my attempts to control it. There was no one inside. My eyes narrowed. Was that a pan on the floor? That must have been what caused the sound. Let's call for Sarah. Hey, Sarah? Sarah, hello? Where are you? No response. Go back to the living room. I hesitantly peered back into the living room, walking slowly. Where the hell was she? That's when I suddenly heard someone descending the stairs. I whirled around to see Sarah bounding down them, slinging her backpack over her shoulder. It seemed to be empty now. What the hell? Where had she even come from? What had she done? ignored an offer of hot chocolate. Hey, Sarah. Welcome back.
Hey, John.
She smiled cutely. So, if you're staying for a bit, how about some hot chocolate? Or something else? It's whatever.
Sure. So long as it's okay with you. Do you like hot chocolate, John?
Sure. Way more than coffee.
Then I like it too. I'll make some for you.
Oh, alright, thanks. Alright. Thanks, Sarah.
Sure. Anything for you, John.
Yeah. Yay. We walked to the kitchen, Sarah taking the lead. Before long, she had made some hot chocolate. Using water and my little packets of mix. Nothing fancy. She held her own cup down at her side, eyes trained on me.
How is it, John?
My chest tightened. What was this feeling? Oh, it's, Don't worry. Even if it is drugged, it's probably better that we drink it. You know? Because if we don't, she might get mad that she'll notice that we're pretending not to drink it. She'll know. I slowly lifted the cup, taking a small sip. Huh, it tastes great. Very hot chocolatey. Her eyes again cleared slightly, a sort of calming sanity washing over her. Backstory. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah, John?
Listen, I may have looked at those pictures you gave me. No, listen, it's okay. I had no idea. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Listen. If it means anything, I promise. I'll never let something like that happen to you again. No one deserves any of that. I really appreciate you showing me all of that. But there's more, isn't there?
This time, you really can't look until later, okay?
Alright. God damn it, John. Unable to communicate at school, the daughter began to accept the home where she was. The way she was treated was what she deserves. This continues until. Preferences. Text speed. Slow the fuck down. Return. Ugh. Wait, it's repeating that again. Thank you so much for being so open. No. Thank you. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. I accidentally skipped the cutscene. Oh well. It's in the other one. So if you guys want to see it, you can watch the other video. Ha! I'm giving you incentive to watch my other videos. Man, I'm such a cunning salesman. It's totally not that I did it on an accident. No. She dashed out of my house before I could respond. Her form disappeared into the frozen wasteland, slamming the door behind her. I sat stunned for a good minute. Where the hell did that come from? She hadn't even taken a coat with her. Imagining her in just a t-shirt in that brutal cold made me want to run after her. But I knew she was long gone by that point. It was now well past 12. The school would have been called by now about my absence if it had been a school day. I let myself relax a little more. But it wasn't quite enough. This entire day was just a bit too much to handle. Maybe I was just worrying too much. Alright, so let's watch some good old-fashioned TV. I mean, really, the common sense one would be to watch to just do the homework, but I know from the last time that it just goes over it. So even though I'm playing it safe, I'm just gonna jump right into one of the things that may give something away, just to see if it speeds things up a bit. Oh yeah, design, baby. Oh. I sat on the couch, mindlessly flicking through the channels. There was nothing good on. What? Design? You don't think design is good? Come on, MC. Is it because you get tortured in it and you don't like what happens to you in it? God damn it, I need to stop that. I let myself relax a little more, but yeah, okay, blah blah. Sorry, guys. Guys, get back. What? Wait, I gotta repeat the decision? Really? Really? Wow. That's like a cheat almost. Like, you don't even have to, like, save or anything like that. You just... Wow. Okay, well, anyhow, we were watching television, so let's go back to that. Okay, yep, okay. My phone suddenly buzzed. What? Who could have been texting me? I hadn't texted Max. Pulling out my phone, I realized that it had just run out of batteries. Ugh. This had gone far enough. Even if there was school today, Max would have been home by now. For him to keep up this joke up so long. Yeah, dude. Come on. You have a Yandere stalking you. There's no way your landline is still connected, bro. Okay. We'll check for the messages, though. Nothing. I punched in his number and brought the phone to my ear. Dial tone. I tried again. Dial tone. Frustrated, I looked at the monitor. No service, it read. What? It was a landline. How is that even possible? Must have something to do with the storm. Yeah, the storm, that makes sense. Ugh. I suddenly realized that I should have been checking the news. They would hopefully have information about the possibility of school tomorrow. At any rate, this storm was going... It wasn't likely. Check the news. I flipped to the channel. Ow! My ears. My heart practically stopped. I only heard the tail end. Not releasing images or further details regarding the bus incident. Then the camera switched and they began talking about highway conditions. I felt an absolutely horrible sickness gripping me. It couldn't be. Could it? Surely that little dialogue I had heard couldn't have been about... That would be ridiculous. I wasn't even sure that of what I heard. I was definitely overreacting, after all. Alright, yeah, he's just trying to fool himself here, so... Max was just playing a joke. Then why didn't he ever text back? Someone would have called me, worried about the massacre. Not if the police aren't releasing details about where it took place. School didn't report my absence. That's because my house phone isn't even getting service. Nothing I said to myself made me feel any better. I tried in vain to calm myself down, but quickly realized that I had to know for sure. The house shook with gusts of wind, tremors being sent down every dark hallway. I stood up from my crouch, slowly glancing at the snow beginning to plaster to the windows. Although gray and dull, the flakes seemed to glow against the oppressive darkness as nighttime fell. I secured every layer I could find, grabbing my flashlight and taking several deep breaths. The frigid night air seemed to ripple with heat distortions as the door swung open. Seriously, guys, if you knew about design, you would know that heat distortions is like left hands. Like whenever I hear that from this guy, I think of left hands. It is just left hands, definitely left hands. But that would be ridiculous in this story. So, oh man, if Sarah was a left hand, that would have been a killer twist. I locked the door behind me and fumbled the keys into my pocket with shaking hands. I began walking the route the bus would have taken, my pace slow, the sickness growing worse with every crunch of snow under my feet. The dim light from my house was becoming more and more distant, disappearing altogether as I turned a corner. It was now just me and the flurry of snow. The skeletal trees surrounding me groaned against the wind. Their twisted black shapes were silhouetted against the deep blue hue of the night. I hadn't seen another house for some time now. The families in my neighborhood were exceedingly spread apart, and the empty stretches of road seemed to snake on forever at points. More often than not, the snowplows didn't even find the time to drive as deep into the community as I was going. I slowly came to a stop, hesitation shaking my heart. Alright, let's try just turning back this time, playing it super safe. This was crazy. I was going to die out here. I was overreacting about the bus. I better just turn around. I couldn't do this. This was just all too much. I hurriedly turned around, scrambling back towards my house. I reached my front door and frantically fumbled for the key with my numb fingers, looking behind me in the inky darkness. I finally got the key in the lock and turned it. But suddenly a knock on glass, coming from above me. I looked up slowly, heart pounding. Sarah, how you doing? I hope you're enjoying my room. You know, I tried to keep the temperature nice and chill for you. You know, chill, so you can be chill. You know, just cold. Okay. Bad joke. Moving on. There in the window above me, the window to my room, I couldn't see much of anything. The light was off, which was a problem, because I knew I had left it on. Ow! Please stop my ears. Fuck! Exactly, John. Exactly! My ears did not need that. Was that Sarah? The realization made me stumble back, fear negating my ability to breathe for a second. Her face had been pressed up against the glass, but it was so wrong, horrific, that horrible, gut-wrenching smile on her face. How the hell did she get in? I swallowed hard. Sirens droned behind me in the distance. It was time to make a choice. I could run back to the police, save myself with the entire thing behind me, never learn anything about what happened here on this cold day. Or I could go inside. Okay, so for this option, both of these could be part of the safe route, right? The running one is dangerous because technically she could chase after you. Well, she might necessarily catch up with you, you know what I mean? So but at the same time, this could be extremely dangerous. However, since this time I'm going to go for the, we're going for the girlfriend route, we're going to go inside. However, if you don't like her, you definitely go for this option. Because, like, once you go inside, no matter what you see, you can't go back to the police. It won't work. So, let's go ahead and go inside. I took a deep breath. Sarah? Hello? What are you doing here? My voice trailed off. A wind gust shrieked outside, dim moonlight dancing through the empty rooms of the house. If Sarah was still inside, she wasn't saying anything. Wait, what the hell was that noise? It sounded as if something was falling down the stairs, something heavy. I could only see the base of the stairs, so unless it fell all the way down. Max. God damn it, Sarah, wearing only your t-shirt again. What did we tell you? It's cold. Wear a coat. It
didn't give me time to prepare this one like the others. Which is a shame. After all, you said he was your friend.
The ghoulish head dripped softly in the darkness. It was so pale and mangled that I didn't immediately recognize it as Max. A horrific expression was forever imprinted on his face as his eyes stared straight ahead, wide and unblinking.
There. What are you doing on the ground for? Are you sick? Catch a cold? Syrup will make it all better. Isn't that right, John? Right, John? You need me to take... You need me... You need me to make you better. Make you better.
Whoa, let's go with... Okay, so last time we picked the middle one. Let's go with the bottom one this time.
Watch your feet on the steps. Don't let go of my hand. Shh, it's okay.
Blushes, blush, blush. Yes, I'm still quoting that.
It's cold in here, you know? Maybe if you just help me.
My friends.
Shh. John's friends are all here. Miss Bus Driver Lady is over there in the corner. You don't need anyone but me. Others will try to change you, corrupt you, but I didn't want you getting lonely either. Not like me. So I kept your friends here. Most of Jenna is in your closet. I cut a hole in your roof above the closet so she could stay there longer. Room temperature is no good for friends. It must be cold, like outside. I've let her be with you all week. But there is only me to love now. Don't you understand how I am protecting you? I love you, John. Much more than your parents. Your parents wanted to leave you, but I made them stay with you. Made them stay under your bed. Don't you understand?
Final backstory. I think I do. Le gasp.
What?
I understand. The daughter was happy with her family, but when her absence from school caught notice, she was forced to return. It was then that she found another child waiting in the snow. The child asked her name, but she cannot speak. This child will not bend her imagination. His face is not. The question, dictated by her. It has been so long since she has seen another living person. The child doesn't care, however, he does not see. The daughter has no backpack, so the child offers him his. The daughter cannot speak, so the other child helps her, does so for her. The daughter makes a mistake. She begins to believe the child accepts that she let herself become happy, and that when the child begins to change, just like the daughter's parents, if he will hate her. Being with others will corrupt him. The daughter will protect him. The daughter loves him. And if he does not love her back, she will pretend he does. Huh. Well, how very yandere of you. End of part 3. How bloody tragic.
How did you... I don't... You do understand? I love you. But after everything I've done, what do you think of me? I will accept it. Whatever you say. No matter what.
I won't leave you. Sarah, you are broken. You are a murderer, and those lives you took can never be replaced. You need to first understand this. Your delusions have cost me everything. But I don't think you're beyond repair. And for anyone to not try to help you past this. Sarah, I'll never look at you the same again. But I'm not going to leave you alone in this. What you've done is wrong. The way you think makes me fear for your life, as well as the lives of others. Which is why I can't let you out of my sight ever again. From now on, we're in this together. I won't let you hurt another person, and I won't let anyone ever hurt you. What do you think? What do I think of you? I suppose I'll come to find out. I don't think you know what love is. I think your delusions have warped the term. For me to say I love you back, it'll be wrong. But I will say this, I certainly hope we can come to love each other. You're beautiful, and while your heart may be tainted by a past you couldn't control, I stand by my earlier statement. You are not beyond help, not beyond repair. You are not lost. I will not lose you. No matter what.
I would like that. Very much.
A cold love story. These are the credits, everyone. So, it looks like the survival guide is accurate, everyone. Look, if you want to follow the survival guide and survive your encounter with a Yandere, go right ahead. It's your choice. If you want to fall in love with a Yandere, they're a rare species. Now, don't get me wrong, there are tons of psycho girls out there, but a Yandere is slightly different from other psycho girls, because a Yandere truly loves you, which is different from most psychopaths. But sometimes they love you merely to fill a hole in themselves, but that can grow into something else. Remember, you can help others before they get to that stage. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this edition of A Cold Love Story. The second installment, the second playthrough. A safe story, I should say. Well, as always, guys, I love you, and I will see you next time.